In 2005, I found myself on a shamanic journey. This particular journey wanted to show me something. Who I really was. Who I truly was without all the layers and facades that I'd built around me. And it started to strip away aspects of my ego, one by one. It just peeled all of this away, layer by layer, until all that was left was who I was. The person I was beyond the ego, my true and authentic state of being. And the first thing I noticed was how cold it was.
There was nothing physically cold, but this was a cold that went beyond anything physical. I was shown that most of who I was not real, of no eternal significance, and had thus been discarded, thrown away. The ego structure had evaporated, leaving only what was real and true about who I was. And this is the shocking thing. There wasn't a lot there. There was a feeble spiritual presence, like a small dim light. This was really shocking to me. The ego was so dominant in my life that my eternal spirit nature had not had a chance to flourish. It was neglected and undernourished. And it was sad, actually. I sat in this feeble presence, this soft light of who I was truly. And I had to start nourishing this little light within me. The great benefit was that I was made aware of how little of who I thought I was actually real, and that I needed to spend more time developing that aspect of me that was real, eternal, and true. I learned that acts of kindness, love, and how we evolve spiritually and authentically over time are what nourish that true flame of our being. Almost everything else is destined for the waste basket once all is said and done here. A valuable lesson, but one hardly needs to kill their ego in order to experience it. Perhaps the idea is not so much to kill the ego or to outsmart it or go beyond it, but to work with it consciously.
Ego obscures our true nature, making us feel separate from the living world. That's its job, and many aspects of the human experience could not exist without it. Think about the music you enjoy, the art you admire, the great sporting heroes we look up to. None of them would have driven themselves to succeed without a little bit of ego driving them. Okay, the ego is also responsible for some of the worst scenes in humanity's history. Can we have the good stuff minus the bad? We can. Ego hides from us the truth of our oneness. We can balance this equation by seeing through the ego's persistent illusions of separation. And it's a matter of perspective, because many astronauts will tell you, when seen from space, the Earth and all life upon her are a single living system, part of the larger cosmic system. Our job then is to remind ourselves of the great oneness we're part of. How? By consciously connecting with the living system. For instance, petting a docile animal. Being present to an animal makes one present to life, and if you can feel connected with one thing, you can feel connected to all things. Admire and appreciate the beauty of nature. Trees, plants, the living energy of our planet. She's alive. Appreciation connects us deeply with what we appreciate. And behind all of this is the living energy of the great oneness, a nurturing, creative system we're part of. Ego awareness, the idea of our separation, can easily coexist within the greater truth of our oneness. Express appreciation for the cosmic forces that support our existence. Connect with our living universe here.
To live from gratitude is to live in unity with creation. Gratitude connects us with creation, elevating our consciousness.
This is a path we could be on, and the ego becomes like a little goldfish swimming in a bowl within your greater awareness. So it's easier then to manage the ego's fears and desires, bringing it back into balance, and we can still enjoy being separate, limited human beings and all the benefits that brings.
And the best guide I've had in this journey is Eckhart Tolle, also physicist Tom Campbell and Dr. Hugh Len, all of whom I talk about a lot on my channel.
Speaking of which, you can help my channel by hitting that like button. Much appreciated. That's my 5 cents on ego death. Thanks for listening. Maybe I'll see you again.